future of virtual motorsports is now. This September, the heart of sim racing beats in Chicagoland as the Sim Gaming Expo takes over the Schaumburg Convention Center, September 5th through the 7th. Go wheel to wheel in our competition area, test the latest gear, meet top brands, creators, and celebrate with fellow sim racing enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or new to the sport, this is your chance to be part of history. To purchase tickets and see the full exhibitor lineup, visit simgamingexpo.com.
Well, after a 2-week break, we are back. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto. Welcome to P1's coverage of Round 10 of Season 2 of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series as we come to you tonight from the improper version of Phoenix Raceway as we are in for a little nighttime racing tonight on the schedule. Joining me, as always, in the booth is Luis Gonzalez Nunez, and besides having a very fast practice, we saw speeds in the 193 range. I'm sure a little bit of that was draft dated. I'm pretty sure we're going to be in the pull range. We're going to be definitely above 190. But they are definitely moving out there. But the story coming into this race, Lewis, is we got 5 races to go, including tonight. And the points race is among the tightest I've ever seen, really, in any going league at the moment right now on the service. Is we have 4 drivers all within a hair's breadth of being the points leader coming into this race. But that can only go to one person right now, and that's Jacob Collins. But man, does he have a whole host of people right behind him.
Yes, it is. So we have a really close. Even I count Richard Hearn with 53 points in 9th position in there. Even the other Jason Collins in the with the 10th position is really close. It can be everything happen in 1 or 2 races. So remember, we have a Clendy on front. We have a 2 wins. Stoffer have a 4 wins. He was on the front, and then he had to away for a couple of races, and then we have a Jacob Collins without winners, just only top 5 and 7 top 10s on front. So it's really short with like I just said, we are 5 to go, include this. It's going to be exciting when it's going to happen. The last one is going to be Pocono, and it's still open for everyone.
And let's get in tonight's starting lineup from Phoenix Raceway. On the pole, making a bit of a one-off start here in the league. You heard him just moments ago broadcasting the IndyCar Open Series as they were doing their strength of field race this week at Iowa. He's on the pole is Mark Murphy with a speed of 191.9, almost 192 miles per hour. Right next to him in the points run is Craig Forsyth at 191.8. Clendy also in the points run. In row 2 with Jacob Collins, our points leader coming into this race. Teammate side by side. We got Matty Wags in row 3. Gary Lovern joining him on the outside. Rigney and Stoffer back in row 4. Collins and Gallas. That's Jason Collins and Hugo Gallas back on row 5. Hugo with a good run tonight. He's starting 10th. Wheeler and Kirby back on row 6. Reagan and Herrick teammates on row 7. Coker and Rick Ravon. Now, why we got to watch Rick? Not a good qualified run for him, but we know that he is going to be storming back from the back of the pack. And he is back there in 16th spot. Richie Hearn, Callisto back in row 9. Kirby and Hayes back in row 10. That's it. That is your lineup. 20 cars tonight.
Just couple remember the last race in Motegi. Stoffer won the race. Wagner and Raven in third. That was the last race. June 16 was the last race in ISRA.
We do have, it is a long time before they get to the green flag here, so we I think we'll get a chance to bring up the points because they got to go down the entire front straight here, but here are the points coming into today's race. Here you see it right there. Collins, Rigney, Wagner, Clindworth, and Forsyth all within a hair's breadth, and Stouffer, Callisto, Rick Ravon, Richie Hearn, and Jason Collins, the remainder of your top 10. Getting ready to go green here. 5 races to go this season. And we are green flag here in Improper Phoenix, and Mark Murphy with the lead going into what I normally call turn 3. Down the old front straight, now the back straight into turns 3 and 4. Rick's already up 2 spots. Three different lines through turns 3 and 4. Now to the inside of Jim Herrick going into turns 3. Actually, real turn 3. Oh, and Kirby! He collects Kirby! He brute forces Kirby! And Kirby into the wall with Jim Herrick. That is not going to make Kirby happy. He was already not happy in the last race with what happened between him and Forsyth, and you were reminding me of that in pre-race. And and yeah, we're gonna see this again here. Is Rick just gets a run here coming off the corner?
Kind of okay. Little bit neck code. It was like I don't know how much is an inch or 2 inches a neck cut, but that pass is could be for last 2 laps or 5 laps to go. No, now with plenty laps ago.
And we are under caution here in the early stages. Rick Ravon now up 4 spots. Lewis Hayes up 4 spots, a little bit further on back.
It happened to me in the Speedway Series when the first race, the first season they have a Speedway Series when everything is wrong, everything is bad, everything is this, everything is that. Sometimes it's coming the good thing. Last season, you remember, Kirby have a good run, and now it's the other side of the coin. So sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So it's not like mistake. It is what it is.
Well, Brent Kirby, he is still in the race. That is Justin's brother. He is currently in the number 51 there and 17th spot. He rolls out. Kirby is now 2 laps down. Jim Herrick 2 laps down as they had to do the tow, and then they will get the fast repair. A number of drivers did hit pit road. Rick Ravon did come into pit road. Shane Coker came to pit road. Lewis Hayes came to pit road. I believe they started on pit road, possibly. Chris Reagan pitted on lap 5. Richie Hearn on lap 5. Brent Kirby on lap 5. So those drivers, I believe, Reagan, Hearn, and Kirby all will have a little bit extra fuel in the tank. Lights are out on the pace car. We'll go green next time by. Well, actually, this time by. As the cars are in turns 1 and 2 on the race course. Pace car pulls off. Now the trick is not to pass the pace car before they get to the go zone.
Oh, it's kind of weird. This really,
Yeah,
really,
this
really.
yeah, this track, yeah.
Because it's ready. They really. So I follow Gary Lovner, and 6 is ready. The pace car is back. So it's like it's supposed to be the pace car in front to you. Now they can push.
And they get to the restart zone. And here's Clindy on the outside of Murphy, and he will clear him. And our defending series champion, Kyle Glenward, to the lead, down low and in the down low and down up high. Sorry, we saw Jacob Collins and Craig Forsyth through turns 1 and 2.
Kind of surprised on Forsyth did make the pass on Collins, but he's like, okay, just keep going. At some point, it's like, oh, oops, I slipped in there. Oh.
There is Stouffer. He's up 1 spot, the 7th. And I think they're going to have, ultimately, I think, and here he's going to get a shot to the inside. It's going to be tough to pass here. Rick Ravon goes purple with the 188.3. Look at the high side come in all of a sudden there. Gary Lovern just gets the run and continues to hold on to the position. Matt Wagner in front of him in the old Hollywood livery that we saw. That was Tony Kanaan used to drive. Of course, Tony Kanaan has 2 wins here when the Indy cars used to run at Phoenix back-to-back seasons. Rick Ravon goes faster that time by with a 189.6. He's right behind his teammate Jason Collins.
Look at Stouffer side by side with Gary Lovner over there. Try to make the pass, but the high line is.
Whoa! Look at the highlight! Oh!
I hold it because I thought Stouffer is gonna be a little bit higher and make him make the pass now. Pretty clear.
Lover goes to the low side. Through the dog leg in the 1 and 2, which I used to call, or I still call on a regular basis, turns 3 and 4. There you see, contact, and we get a collection, 3 cars,
Oh, no.
And this time it is Rick Ravon, it is Rigney, it is Jason Collins.
Oh no, I don't know. But so many cars. Well,
And again, a little bit of net code there.
oh, don't see the net code in my side. Oof.
But watch,
If you-
here's a point of view from Jason Collins. Of course, Jason Collins does not see this thing until the last possible second. There they are. They are at 100% throttle. We're going to do some onboards with some of these drivers. You're going to see how fast they're going to be and how much they're in the 100% throttle on a 1 mile oval. But there you see Rick getting a run on the high side, which is going to be very common here. And here he gets a run on the high side, gets a wheel, gets a wing there. And then soon as Hugo gets out of the way, Jason didn't know where to go or what to do, and he just drives right on into the zone, unfortunately. Gets collected by an incident that originally involved his teammate and one of our points leaders, the host with the most, Mike Rigney.
Okay, so Raybon called a sorry and for the incident.
So Rick's going to accept responsibility there. So we have a number of things happened while we're under caution here, while we're reviewing that incident. Matty Wags stays out. He will pick up the lead there. And there he is in the old Hollywood livery.
It's hard. It's really hard to call it who have a default, but if you're going far and behind of this car, you can see one of them is moving down and the other one is going high. It's like it's a judge race deal basically, but it's unfortunate because it's no space for put the other car in there. But at least Raybon said that, so I guess he really realized and replay said, "Oh, I think that was my fault."
So effectively, your top 3 did not stop. I believe Lewis Hayes started from pit road. He has stayed out through the first two cautions. He is now third. Yeah. Wagner stayed out. He started on the racetrack. He is now your leader. Nick Wheeler is now second. He stayed out. Right behind him is Jim Herrick, who is currently 2 laps down in the order.
The thing is, something happened in pits because Stoffer is front of Clendy and Mark Murphy, so...
Stoffer, I think, only came for fuel only. He was in the box for 4.2 seconds, while everyone else around him was at 7 or 8 seconds. So I think Stoffer possibly went for fuel only, and he's going to extend a run on those tires. So we got a couple of strategies going on. We got strategy A, which is basically Clendy on back. Strategy B is going to be Stoffer, which is fuel only. Strategy C is your leaders of Wagner, Wheeler, and Say Hey Lewis Hayes. They opted to stay out under these first two cautions and have picked up the track position. But there's what new tires old tires gives you still at this racetrack, a 190.020. We're the first purple lap into the 190s for Chris Stoffer.
That's pretty fast, actually. That's making a good run. And like I just said, you have a 3 different strategy. I like to stay long as I can in the track, like Wagner is doing now. So let's see if it works, because maybe we're gonna have a couple of jellos more, because Phoenix is always like that, always incidents kind of like this. Oh, you can lose the car in turn 1 and 2, it's 3 and 4 before, but everything's gonna happen.
Some of my races that I broadcasted that have ever had the most cautions have been here back in the old RIL days, Revolution Indy League and their IndyCar series. They had a race that had well over I forget, but they had well over 10 cautions, and there's contact. Lewis Hayes and Stoffer has now got a bobbling wheel, and we are still green flag, and Stoffer's going to have to come to pit road, and he contacts Lewis Hayes, and that collects Reagan, and we got another car involved. That's not Richie Hurt's involved. Reagan. The whole 4D team, with the exception of Craig Forsyth, got caught up in an incident that really started with one of their drivers.
I see Reagan. Just say Hayes. Oh, Richie Hearn is over there. Oh, ring Jim Herrick again. Oh, I see somebody. Oh my God, Richie Hearn is flying away. Man.
And it's a lot of net code, and Stoffer comes up. Net codes into the side of, look at Clendy. Clendy has to do what the stock car drivers do. He used every bit of the dog leg.
I think.
And now I think Lewis Hayes is trying to maybe bring his car. Look at Hugo Gallas slide on by. And I think Reagan was trying to slide by, and the door just closed on him. Watch this from Reagan's point of view.
And also Jason Collins is involved too.
Oh.
Man. That's...
And then here's Richie Hearn. He's coming through, and Jim Herrick gets involved. Jim Herrick just comes to the bottom of the racetrack, and Richie just no place to go. He gets collected. And Jason Collins is somewhere in this mess. Let's watch from his point of view. Oh, he just hits the apron, and then he shoots back up the racetrack, and he hits the wall. Wow.
Richard Hearn saw it. Behind to him, like you said, Collins is just trying to avoid it. Oh, he lost the control. That's crazy.
Very uncharacteristic like of the ISRA guys. Maybe it's a 2-week break. I don't know. But Wagner, your leader, now Christopher, evolved as one of your points challengers based upon the fact that every race he's been in, he's either won or been on the podium. So this is actually going to be a first race for him where he's not going to do either. Unfortunately, he has a meatball flag. He is still in the pits. Jason Collins still in the pits. Reagan has decided to withdraw. Richie Hurd in the pits. Lewis Hayes in the pits. Jim Herrick back in the pits. Unfortunately, Jim Herrick has already used the fast repair. We're going to go green this time by, and staying out as Wags, as he's going to go try to go as deep as possible into this run. We're at lap 25 of 130. Murphy, Clindy, Collins, Forsyth, Lovern, Gallus, Coker, Kirby all stopped on lap 14. Lionel Callisto stopped on 24. So Lionel Callisto now on a slightly different strategy.
To be honest, it's not really big net code. It is really small net code by contact.
Yes.
So it is not. We cannot put the net code in the table in this, but it's still like a 30% or 20% fall because the net code. But the incident on the stopper was race deal by make the pass, but because they don't Hayes don't make the move on the high side. So anyways, it is what it is, and Raymond is coming fast for the lap.
Well, he is 2 laps down, so he wants. He's already gotten another purple lap at a 190.5, but he's going to have to make up 2 laps here. Your top 11 are on the lead lap. You see on your tree your top 11 right there. Kirby actually is your biggest gainer of the day, along with him and Callisto in 10th and 11th. They're both up 8 spots.
Like I said, it's always stay longest you can in the track. So it works. All of these.
Ooh.
Wait. Oh, that's close.
Collins done. Jacob, our points leader, kissing the wall off of turns 1 and 2.
So the strategy for Wagner and Wheeler works. So that's make stay longest in track and coming into the pit by for green flag. So, but the other thing is, what if it's coming the yellow flag when you stay in pit? You can lose at least 2 laps. It's Iowa.
Yeah, this is a very long pit road. You have to enter at the exit of turn 3 there, or turn 2. It's actually turn 3 on the old oval, and then you have to get into pit road. It's 45 miles per hour, ride all the way around. More than likely, because a field this small, your pit stall is going to be on the curve between turns 3 and 4, which are turns 3 and 4 right here. Yeah. And there is Forsyth and Collins side by side. This is a championship implications right here on this pass alone.
Oh, they're getting close. Oof.
And again, it's very hard to pass here because you're on the throttle so much. Let's ride with Craig Forsyth and watch his driver inputs. This is the only place they're off the throttle, right there. He grabs a couple of gears, and he hasn't even really competed the pass because Collins is on his outside.
It's a one trick. You can use it, but it's you can put the car on the wall. The car on the right side is just hold the second line and try to the car on your right side. Don't go into you in turn 2. But it's like Milwaukee, you have to try to brake before or release the throttle before that, and Raven tried to go in there, but it's going fast, and it's kind of also for people use the working with throttle very well. Just Raven's going.
Yeah, and he gets by both of them right there. And I think they wisely let him go. They know that he's not a battle for position. And trying to battle for him might slow down one or the other. So wisely, I think Collins lets Rick go. Now we see Craig just breathing the throttle in fifth gear. Staying in the high line through turns 3 and 4, the old 1 and 2. Here's the old 3 and 4, the new 1 and 2. And again, the draft does work here, but you're going so fast. And you're really not in a straight line long enough to utilize that draft. There you see Jacob Collins going high, blocking the high side. Big roll out of the throttle that time for Craig. Meanwhile, up front, Matt Wagner, your leader. He's been out for 42 laps. Nick Wheeler, 42 laps. We're at lap 43, coming to 44, so they have not stopped. We suspect they will have to stop somewhere in the 60s. That's our best guess right now. The rules set for tonight. This is a fixed setup race. Setup provided by the league. It's a 1 mile oval with a dog leg left just before what I call turn 3. What we will call turn 1 in the new rendition of Phoenix here. Unlimited tires, 100% fuel, 1 fast repair. Pit road speed limit is 45 miles an hour. Meanwhile, back up front, go back to our leader. As Murphy has captured Wheeler. The IndyCar track record set by Helio Castroneves in 2017 with a speed of 194. We were just a mile per hour away from that record or so, about a mile and a half away from that record in practice. We did, I think Ravon did a 193.3, almost a 193.4 as Wheeler to the low side. And here comes Murph, too. Murph's going to be part of this. And Rick Ravon's going to stick his nose in there.
If I Murphy, I'm getting a little nervous to see a lap down, try to make it 3 wide now. So, oh my God.
Just this situation right here? Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
But I think he's going to try to use Rick to get around Wheeler.
It is worse for Wagner. Is go away for a little bit for the battle over there, and also Murphy make the pass of.
A little bit of net code of a wheel contact by Wheeler, but it's fixed. Move Murphy up a spot. IndyCar used to have 2 races a year here up until about 1986, and after that it was 1 race a season for the most part up until the first time they stopped coming here, which was in the IRL years. And they started coming back again in the DW12, late in the DW12 run, early IR18 run. Last race here was 2018. They have not been back since. Johnny Rutherford, Bobby Unser, and Rick Mears. Speaking of Rick Ravon there, Rick Mears had 3 wins here at Phoenix. AJ Foyt and Al Unser Sr. each had 4 wins in the fall race. Current wins leader here, well, they're not the current wins leader here because they don't run here anymore, but the most recent leader in wins, if IndyCar ever comes back, Tony Kanaan, has 2 wins here, but I doubt he will be part of that lineup. A lot of one-time winners here, including Scott Dixon who got a big surprise win over the weekend. Joseph Newgarden also has a win here. Quite possibly one of the biggest IndyCar upsets in all of IndyCar history happened here when Jim Guthrie beat Tony Stewart back in 1997. Also, Riley and Scott got their first win here in 2000 when Buddy Lazier took it from 26th and dead last on the grid to the lead and won that race, kicking off Buddy Lazier's championship run for that 2000 IRL championship that year. And Rick is on by, so Rick now only one lap down to the leaders. Of course, Phoenix is also the site of where Nigel Mansell had a very bad wreck and pretty much solidified his hatred for ovals. Other than the fact that all of his wins all of his IndyCars wins except one, Lewis. All of Nigel's wins in IndyCar except for one were on ovals. Can you believe that?
I know. It was a road course, no?
The only road course was his very first.
Yeah,
it was Australia, and after that was his first IndyCar start, and that's kind of another history question we've been talking about before: is who won in their very first IndyCar start. All his wins after that on ovals. After that, I think he had 5 career wins in IndyCar, and after that first win in Australia, every other win, including a Michigan 500, all on ovals.
Bernie Eccleston was so furious because the guy, the Formula One champion, decided to go to the lowers because he thinking about it. He think still the lowers thing to USA. Why you not stay here in Formula One? So he went over there. So USA. He won the championship, also the car, so it was really, really like furious. Bernie, why? And then he came back. Also, he came back to I think so 2 races. Nigel Mansell in '94. He won the last one in Adelaide. Adelaide won. Yes, he won in Adelaide. Nigel Mansell in '94.
Yeah, after the IndyCar season, he did 2 years of IndyCar, 93, 94. Almost won the Indy 500 in his first attempt. And then his second attempt had Dennis Patolo on his back.
I think so. He won with William. Yes, William. The same day when the Schumacher and Hill contact each other, and Schumacher won the championship in '94.
The calculated wreck. Well, Wagner is your leader, and we expect Wagner in any time now, coming to pit road. Same thing with Nick Wheeler in 4th.
Definitely, Raven is really fast, 19.3. I don't know how much in miles, but it's 3/10 faster in each lap. So
turn that driver inputs off. Sorry, I didn't mean to keep that on. Yeah, he's turning laps at 187 right now as we're looking at last laps turned. Wagner at 186.
He catch the just to going really wide because he going to the line. He make the turn, especially in turn 4, turn 3 and 4. That's the difficult. If you put the car in the apex really good, your car is gonna go. You have a good transition out to the turn. So he's doing a good job, and now with the clean air, it's more fast. But it's really fast. Now it's 110 fast than the Wagner, but it's 1 lap down, unfortunately.
And he has got it in 6th gear. He's not even changing the gear. There he goes. He finally changes the gear and turns 3 and 4, the old 1 and 2. As Wagner on pit road.
What about Wheelers?
Wheeler saved fuel.
coming now. Coming now.
The driver input's on.
Don't. You know what? I remember. I don't know which league was. Don't remember which one was. But I came into the pit. I put my adjustment brake as high, with almost 60. And to be honest, I make the pass for the lead in pit road. I don't know how I did it. I clutch and I make the pass in the pit road.
Oh.
To be honest, I don't remember, but it was pretty good. And then I won the race actually. And they're asking me how you did it. I don't know. As I break it, I make the brake in turn 2. This is 4 on turn 3. I went down and the car is stopped. I don't know how I did it, but I did.
$72 of 130. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so don't miss out on future iRacing broadcasts right here on P1.
Like tomorrow night?
That's right, tomorrow night, IndyCar Oval Series at Indianapolis.
Oh, no.
A week after a very controversial week at Daytona, not Darlington, Daytona. Very controversial week. The first race we did ended up getting protested, and Jacob Oster was not, later the win was taken away from him.
No, really?
Yes, and it went to Nick Sudik.
Oh, no. I didn't know all of this stuff. Sorry. I really lost. Man, this is new. I never thinking about that stuff. It's not happened before. You get the win, and that's it. But nowadays, you can protest and take it off the win.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, check it out on the channel here after the race. If we had basically it was a double header, but we had some a little bonus coverage of the 9:15 race. So we did the 8:15 and the 10:15 races completely, and then we did some bonus coverage of the 9:15 race. But check it out; it's on the cover on the channel. If you ever wondered what it's like for Indy cars to race at Daytona, well, there's 250 miles plus worth of action. Coming to pit road is Mark Murphy's scheduled stop.
It is crazy.
And Murphy, Clindy comes in between 3 and 4.
He did it.
But he did not get a black flag, but he is on pit road. It is Clindy, it is Murphy Forsyth, and Hugo Gallas on pit road right now. Lionel Callisto staying out. This could be their one and only stop.
He make the pass. Actually, we have 52.
I shouldn't say that one and only stop. This might be their last stop. These guys have all stopped before.
It's a good pass. We talking about the pass I did for the lead, and Clendy did with with Mark in the pit road. Pretty good job. So Matt Hollywood got disqualified also too for that race.
And I don't know why. I don't know why he got DQ'd either. But yeah. Clindy down and away. He's done. But Callisto is your leader. Here is Lionel. He's been back there saving a lot of fuel. He also stopped at lap 24. So he has a little bit more fuel, can go deeper into this run, but that's about the time we expect him to come to pit road to the inside of Murphy, going in 3 and 4, or the old 1 and 2. And he can't pull off the pass, gets back in line to save some fuel. If the caution comes out, he will be the only car on the lead lap.
Yes, sir. 17 spot. He needs to maybe 5 more laps, maybe. 0 more to go to the pits.
If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series coming to you from Phoenix Raceway. We've completed now 83 of 130 scheduled laps. You're enjoying P1's coverage of tonight's race. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for future iRacing content, including, as we mentioned, the continuation of the IndyCar Oval Series Season 3 of 2025 campaign. Following a very entertaining but controversial race last week at Daytona, the series moves to its home base at Indianapolis. Indianapolis Motor Speedway coverage starts at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night. Don't miss it. Here comes our leader to pit road.
Yeah, Callisto's coming now. You know what? At least iRacing fixed that stuff, because before it's like a ban for 3 days or maybe a week, depend how many times you did. And now they decide to, okay, we're gonna disqualify for the race. So pretty good, actually.
And the change in the order, when Callisto's done off of pit road, Clindy will pick up the lead here. It's going to be close. I think Callisto might actually come out in front of him. No, too long of a pit road. Caution on the racetrack.
Oh, that's
Christopher in the inside wall. Oh, and then Callisto's like, man, if I could have stayed out just a little bit longer. But let's see what happened is Christopher underneath Jacob Collins. And it comes around on him on exit. It's just like maybe the car was broken a little bit. Never really quite fixed itself, and he got loose.
But it's a really good yellow for Callisto.
Yeah, Callisto, I think, is actually going to keep the lead. So he did. Nice. The leader did not get back to, did not get a chance to pass him before Callisto got to the start-finish line, which you see right there, that extends through the pit road exit area. So he picks up the lead. He comes to pit road as a leader. He will stay as a leader. Clindy is in second. Nick Wheeler, who I think had a shorter stop on pit road than Wags. I think Wags had some sort of problem. Wags is down in 10th spot now, but I think he came to pit road again, maybe for another set of tires and make sure he has enough fuel for sure to get to the end. Wags is now back in 10th.
I don't know what kind of rules iRacing have it, but Clendy was front of the pace car. He was on front of the pace car when the yellow flag is out. Yeah, he was on the front, and then it's coming oh no, sorry. Clendy was side by side when the pace car is turned on the light. So maybe that's why he have the lead. Now I figured out it's like this. And everyone have to pass the pace car now.
Yeah, this is weird.
So maybe count the last the lap before. I'm guessing.
Well, this is weird. Everybody is getting the wave around.
Maybe because that they count the laps before and they need to put the car in front. I don't know. I just talking about something sense for iRacing.
Yeah. So everybody, it looks like everybody's getting a wave around. So this will allow. We're gonna have ourselves a problem.
Yes, sir. This is a big problem, especially when it's Callisto in front. And they can push now Callisto if he want to. Yeah, he's the lead. He can go in front.
And Kirby in front of him, and he gets out of the way, and here comes Clinton to the inside.
Oof, that's wrong.
That was a messed up restart. That was 100% a messed up restart.
But let me tell you, it's really honest about really good on Callisto to be like this. Hold it and going in the right way. But if
Rigby and Kirby get black flags as a result of out of it.
Oh, that's really sucks on Callisto.
So, yeah, Callisto starts the restart as your leader. He is back to 6th now. Glendy is now your leader. Craig Forsyth is 2nd. Mark Murphy's in 3rd. So a very odd restart there. Let's get you intervals. I'm showing you last lap times. I'll give you some intervals here. You see Clindy in the middle of the racetrack, kind of defending there. It is Clindy, Forsyth, Murphy, Forsyth to the inside. Clindy's going to get the high line. All the momentum coming off the corner, down the straightaway. He's going to hold on in that position. He's going to dive down to the 3 and 4. Try to give a little dirty air out to Forsyth. Forsyth floats high on the corner of exit. Now down through the dogleg in the turns 1 and 2. Forsyth tries to set him back up again. Down the back stretch, the former front stretch. I say if IndyCar ever does come back here, they need to reset. They need to put that start-finish line back to where it traditionally was for IndyCar races here.
They can do it. They can do it. They can put something over there and that's it.
Yeah, they can do that. Yeah.
It's like Mid-Ohio, the restart is in the back straight or main straight or whatever, but the finish line is the main straight, so you can do it.
Forsyth, Lionel Callisto around Nick Wheeler. Wheeler back to 6. Wheeler's like, nope, I'm not done yet. Goes to the inside, tries down low through turns. Oh, there's contact, and we are going to go caution. 2 of our leaders now are going to be out. No caution yet. Oh, Wheeler, oh no! Oh, this is going to be a caution. It was right around Wheeler, and it was Wagner and Lewis Hayes. Lewis Hayes on his lid on pit road.
Yeah, we have a damage on the car.
So what happened is I think Wags tried to cut down, and all of a sudden Lewis Hayes came into the zone with a head of steam and tried to sneak in and get in a position there. The Wag's going to come to pit road and get his car looked at, although he does not have the meatball. But up front, it is Clindy, it is Forsyth, it is Murphy, and we are coming to about 30 to go here in the next lap or so. ISRA Open Wheel Series is brought to you by the Sim Gaming Expo. Get ready for the ultimate simulation gaming experience. The Sim Gaming Expo is bringing all genres of simulation and gaming technology under one single roof. Join us September 5th through 7th in Chicagoland at the Schaumburg Convention Center to try out the latest gear for the biggest brands in the industry. Meet your favorite streamers and meet your favorite streamers and celebrate your passion for simulation with our incredible community. I don't know what gear is going to be there to try out, but I can only imagine some of the stuff that you get to get your hands on there. So don't miss out. To learn more, to get your tickets now, go to simgamingexpo.com and be a part of simulation gaming history today. The link you need is in the description. Also in December, P1 Broadcasting becomes a prime time home for Happy Hour at the Brickyard, your nightly destination for all the action leading up to the prestigious PRI Hoosier 500, the last kiss of the bricks for 2025 is going to start right here on P1. The countdown is on, so pucker up. Don't miss a second of the action. Like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in, of course. And we are going to see you in December for the final race, big race of the year, at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the IndyCars one more time before we round out this year. Lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go green this time by...
I read around about the Sim Gaming Expo Open Wheel Invitation. There's gonna be 3 races that day. Can I say which track's gonna be?
I don't know. Is it all public?
Yeah.
Go if it's on their website, go ahead. Yeah, we're getting ready to go green.
It's gonna be Chicagoland, Road America, and finishing Michigan.
Ooh, okay.
Everybody's invited for that.
Green flag in the air. Clindy to the bottom to protect already. He knows what time it is. It's Clindy time. And Clindy is your leader. Forsyth is second. Murphy's in third. Jacob Collins, our points leader. He's in a prime position to pad his points lead a little bit, but frankly, everybody ahead of him, with the exception of Murphy, is people that he wants to finish ahead of in this race to keep him behind him.
I think the best for Collins is stay in that position. If he don't have the chance to go in close or over Murphy, they just stay over there. You have the points, actually. You don't need to do something else. I always said, if you have a regular season, you're gonna be good on the points.
Back up front, Clindy.
I can send you later. I can send you later the thing when I read it now.
Rigney sets a purple lap, 191.2. But your top three all in nose to tail. And here comes Craig Forsyth. He's going to send it to the bottom. And he wisely, did we almost get contact? Oh, we almost got contact right in the dogleg area. And I think maybe that involved a little bit of a lift from Craig, and that's going to open the door for Murphy. And I think we're losing it. We lost the front wing. I think Murphy's lost. Forsyth has lost the front wing.
Yes, he lost the front wing. Oh. It's the same incident when it happened with Raven and Rigney. It's like you leave to open the door, but then you shut it down. It's like it's not outside, actually.
Well, Jacob Collins is going to make up points, and here comes Murphy. And he puts Clindy in the wall. And now Clindy's damaged, and that allows Jacob Collins on by. Everything is changing.
Oh no! Oh no! Wow.
21 to go here at Phoenix, and we've just seen it shake up big time now, as all of a sudden Jacob Collins, we were talking about, there are two people ahead of him that he needed to finish in front of in order to pad his points lead, because he's already, remember, he came into this event right ahead of Rigney, right? Well, Rigney's had a rough day. Rigney, he's back at 11th. So he needed to finish ahead of Forsyth and Clindy. Well, within 10 laps of me saying that, he is now ahead of them and is second on the racetrack, looking to pad his advantage in the points championship. Remember, he came into today's race 2 points ahead of Rigney, 2 points ahead of Wagner, 4 points ahead of Clindy.
Oh, man, this is really crazy.
And now Forsyth and Clindy, after stopping on pit road to get repairs done, they're now racing each other. This is for 9th and 10th.
So here we go again when we talking about, I don't know which race was. I think it's a Craig Forsyth in Motegi. I don't remember. When I think it's in Body. Whatever. They have an incident with somebody, and what's up with Justin Kirby? You have to change your mind and think, okay, going straight. I going straight. Murphy happened in Body also too. when I have an incident with the lap down, and he goes furious, and you have to change your mind and just keep going. You don't have to feel sorry. I know it's something you have to feel sorry for sure, but you have to finish the race. You are 13 to go, so he have to keep going.
I think tonight there's going to be some upset people after this race. It might make for a spicy chat, but Wags to the inside of Hugo Gallas. This is for fourth spot. Hugo Gallas looking for his second ever podium finish here in the series. Remember, he finished on the podium at Homestead last season. He needs to get around Gary Lovern up in third now, comfortably in third. Go back to that Gallas battle. And Lionel Callisto there. Nick Wheeler checking in from the infield care facility. Says that unbelievable decision to let that restart happen. Nick Wheeler is done for today.
Wait, I didn't mention this. The last the last caution. Do you see when the car went to the
contact! And it's Lionel Callisto sliding to the inside. I think he got Lionel. Excuse me, that's Hugo Gallas, and I think he got Lionel Callisto. Now I don't know of what degree Lionel Callisto is possibly damaged.
Net code. It is net code. It's just no. Gallas is okay.
No, but Callisto's not. He just stayed high and let Shane Coker on by. So Shane Coker having a very quiet race, but a very good race just by staying out of trouble. We saw him almost get into a couple situations. He snuck on by. He is now up 10 spots, up the 5th.
It's like the Gatti recipe. Just stay out of the trouble and just leave it all these cars. Get out. You remember in Iowa when the Speedway Series?
Yeah, let's let the positions come to you. Let the trouble happen ahead. The Gary Strat definitely works. Hugo Gallas coming off pit road. He's hoping to hang on for a top 10. Mark Murphy, your leader now with 8 to go. Gary Strat has got me a number of surprise top 10s. All of a sudden, midway through the race, Gary's buried back in the between 10th and 20th, and at the end of the race, all of a sudden he's in the top 10. Everyone's like, how do you get there? Hey, baby, it's just driving to survive. You don't have to be the fastest car to get a good finish all the time.
Yes, it is. Like me, I remember that day it was so fast. I said, why is it so fast? And then I figured out the car give me 2 click, 3, 4, out. Man, I feel sucks, and I was prompt for 1 second over everyone, and then I lost the car in Iowa. The same race where you finished top 10 actually. The last incident with the Hayes. Remember Kenny Bragg in Texas?
Yeah. A little bit slower here, but yes, yeah, so definitely reminded me of that. Here's Wagner to the inside of Lovern. This is for third spot. Wagner grabs a little bit of that yellow line, a little bit more than he wanted to, gets a little loose. Now has the reset, 4 to go. Actually, we're at 4 to go. These aren't the leaders. Leaders already accepted 4 to go. Now we're at 3 to go for the leader. Can Wags get around Lovern? Lovern looking at his first possible podium finish here. Hanging on, 2 to go, but up front, Mark Murphy. He's already a lap and a half to go for Mark to get another win here in the ISRA. In through turns 3 and 4. Looking at the white flag this time by Lovern, still holding off Wagner. Here's Mark Murphy out of turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch one more time. Into turns 3 and 4. Murphy getting the win. Jacob Collins is going to protect that points lead. He'll come home second. And Gary Lovern out drag races Matt Wagner to the line for the podium.
And Rick Brave on 7 with 1 lap down. Really, really good job with him. Wow, the incident points. Wow, that's too many. You know, after the race is they show all the incident points. That's a lot. I see somebody with 16. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's poor Lewis Hayes had a bad day out there. But yeah, we see the incident points now. So I guess we don't see those until after the race. But let's get a look at today's final stats here. Final results. Murphy with the win by 2 seconds over Jacob Collins. Jacob Collins going to extend his points lead. Can you believe it? I'm sure he's going to be bewildered. But look at that, guys. That is your Indy Open broadcast team finishing 1 and 2 on the top 2 steps of the podium here in the ISRA. These guys probably had the least amount of practice as everybody else. Gary Lovern, he likes to put in lots of practice, and we'll see if that paid off for him. He gets a 3rd, Matt Wagner 4th, Shane Coker in 5th, Lionel Callisto in 6th, Rick Ravon recovers to come home 7th, Forsyth 8th, Clindy 9th, Hugo Gallas in 10th. Rigney 11th, Wheeler in 12th, Hayes in 13th, Kirby 14th. That's Justin. Stouffer in 15th, Brent Kirby 16th, Jason Collins 17th, Reagan, Hearn, Herrick 18th, 19th, 20th. Not the greatest day for the 4D guys. They're going to be back with a vengeance. I know they will. I know they will. Purple lap belongs to Rigney. He did a 19 flat. So anything in your driver today is?
Callisto.
Callisto.
But mention for Cocker, Shane Cocker for he said first league top 5 in 7 months. Nice. And the race in 53 minutes. To be honest, I thought it looked like long, but it was short.
Yeah, they did a good job, but it was a rough race, but they did a good job at really closing strong. That's what I'm trying to say there, yeah.
Let's call the waitress and asking how the steak is, if it's medium rare. Like a medium rare, actually. Yeah. Medium rare because it's always coming to almost well done, actually, the steak.
All right.
Okay.
And let's get into the interview room here momentarily.
So Wagner said, "I turn 44 tomorrow."
Turned 44? Okay. He's a youngin'. He's older than you, I know that, but isn't he?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to say for sure he's older than you, but he's a youngin' compared to me.
Hmm. Good point.
So let's see. We do. When was Wags born? 1981. Gosh, he's a 1980s baby. Okay. All right, let's bring up Gary Lovern into the booth here, and here he is, Gary Lovern. Best finish of the season in the ISRA in the Velocity Online Racing Dallara. Congratulations, sir. We know you put in a lot of practice out there. It was really tough to pass people, but, man, you had a battle on your hands with Matt Wagner there in the closing stages, and you did everything you could have done to held him off.
I did. I tell you, he wore me out. Yeah, that was fun. A lot of fun.
We'll talk about the condition. Talk about the conditions out there. I mean, it made for fun racing, but it made for hard racing because everyone was so fast and everyone was on the throttle for so much that it really it was hard to pull a pass off. You had to be in the right place at the right time, and maybe in some cases kind of hope for a mistake.
Exactly. Yes. You know, it was a great setup. You just had to hit each corner just right. I mean, if you if you miss that corner just a little bit, it puts you back. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun. Great setup. A lot of hard. It was hard to pass. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, you made your day easier by kind of starting up front. You started in the top 10. You made up 3 spots. You started 6th, finished 3rd. So, I mean, getting that good start kind of matters. But at some points in this race, a little bit of sloppiness out there, and you had to avoid some of that as well, didn't you?
Oh boy, I tell you, there was a couple. I got real lucky, but yeah, you know, I was sitting back in 7th, you know, and I thought that's where we were going to finish. I got lucky. A couple of incidents up front kind of put me up there, and you know, got lucky. A couple laps ago, you had Matt back there. That kind of worried me when you got Matt Wagner behind you.
Lewis agrees. Yeah, Lewis agrees.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
You're getting nervous about it's coming this guy. Oof.
I did. I told my teammate Hugo. I said, "Oh, geez, Matt's coming." So it made the last few laps pretty exciting.
Well, an exciting finish there. Well, we watched you hold them off. P3, best finish of the season for you here in the ISRA. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone want to say hi to before we let you go?
I just want to thank Velocity Online Racing, the team that I belong to, for everything they do. ISRA for what they do and putting on this league, and it's been a fun season.
All right, well, we're getting ready to start a run of 5 races, 5 weeks, 5 races in 5 weeks, starting tonight. And so we got 4 more right in a row right after this. We'll see you at the next one, but congratulations on the big P3.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for everything you do.
No problem. Gary Lovern finishing 3rd tonight. Great finish for him.
The point is up.
The points are up, and we will bring up Jason Collins here just in a moment as let me refresh the points page. And, yeah, Jacob Collins, we will bring him in. It is a good point to transition to him right now. Here is Jacob Collins. We were saying in the pre-race, Jacob, we're not sure how many laps of practice you got in, but we're pretty sure that you and Mark, by virtue of being on the Indy Open broadcast starting at 8 o'clock, didn't get much practice in, and you two both finished on the top 2 steps of the podium. And on top of that, you extend your points lead going into the next round. You are now up 11 points in front of Matty Wagner.
Yeah, I mean, we probably got about a dozen or so laps before the start of the race here, but I know Phoenix pretty well. It's one of my favorites, so I felt decently comfortable coming into the race here. It's just one of those places that you got to get into a solid rhythm for, and I'm glad I have it kind of figured out, so I don't need as much practice.
We were saying, first of all, that last restart, little hectic, and we were kind of puzzled what was going on. Everyone was getting the wave around, and then everyone met at the backstretch not knowing what to do, and then the restart happened. Kind of a little bit of chaos there, but we were talking. I'm like, hey man, Jacob Collins now is all of a sudden up in the top 5. He's the points leader coming into this thing, and he's ahead of all key competition with the exception of Craig and Clindy. And within 10 laps of me saying that, both Craig and Clindy both fell out. But at one point, were you just satisfied with the top 5, and then all of a sudden the podium kind of fell into your lap?
I mean, P4 was where I was expecting to finish. Craig passed me in the opening stint towards the end there. We had a great battle the opening stint there, and he got by me towards the end of it. And that restart happened. I want to guess that maybe because of where Lionel was when the caution came out, we just had to take the wave because of the way the pace car was positioned. Not really sure. Obviously, that kind of caused a kerfuffle with a lot of cars at probably a higher speed than some others coming back around, trying to catch the back of the field, and just unfortunate that happened with Craig and Kyle because they should probably be up here instead of me. But you know, that's the nature of racing sometimes.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Survived to be the points leader going in to the next race at Michigan. Another track we know that you race reasonably well at. And after this, we only have 4 to go. So we're in the stretch run here. You got a shot at this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not where I'd expected to be coming into this season. I was expected to be kind of maybe the back half of the top 5, just given the stiff of the competition in here. But we've been fortunate to have solid, consistent runs pretty much week in and week out. Aside, I could have had better results at Road America and Milwaukee. There's always more room to improve, but we'll take that. So shout out Techtopia Systems, our system integrator sponsor here for Rogue Racing. If you like to look at the stream, go hit up Techtopia. They're the machine powering this stream right now. So shout out to them. Shout out to all my teammates on Rogue. Shout out to ISRA here for putting this league on. Shout out my girlfriend Sammy, my mom and dad, everybody who's watching here on P1. Shout out to you guys at P1 for putting these on, and we'll see what we got going into Michigan.
All right, well, our points leader by 11 points over Matt Wagner. Going into the next round, finishes second today. Congratulations. We'll catch you at the next one.
Thank you.
Part of me almost sound like he's like, well, I'm happy to be here, but I didn't expect to be here.
Sometimes when you're thinking about, it's like that. It's like, oh, we're surprised because we thought it's going to finish at 4 or 5. But these 2 incidents with Murphy and Forsyth and Glendy, it put him on second place. So it's really lucky and unlucky at the same time.
Let's further the points situation before we bring up Murph real quick. Collins is your points leader. He has 439 points. Wagner, 428 points, 11 points behind. Clendy, 10 points behind Wagner at 418. Only 1 point behind Clendy is Rigney at 417. And Forsyth is now in 5th with 411, 6 points behind Rigney. But not far behind Forsyth. Only 8 points behind him is Lionel Callisto. Only 3 points behind Callisto is Stouffer. And Stouffer's tied with Rick Rayvon, or actually we could say, I guess Rick Rayvon's tied with Stouffer. Although I think Stouffer's going to get the tiebreaker because I think he has more wins. But 7th and 8th is effectively tied. So Rick Rayvon is tied. And then there's a bit of a fallout before we get to P9. And that's Richie Hearn. He's 67 behind P8, the duo in P7, P8. But we're going to go to this last 4 races of the season, Lewis. We're going to go. So we got Michigan, Atlanta, Kansas, and Pocono. And we have legit 8 people in this championship run.
So I think Michigan is open for everyone, even for the guy on the bottom. So it's open. You know how it's happening in Michigan. Fight to go. Everyone is fighting. Atlanta and Kansas is really, especially Atlanta, my God, is strategy. And Pocono is, I don't want to say open, but it's 50-50. Open for everyone, but at the same time, it depends on how the setup is. But it's going to be excited. So with 8 people, it's going to be really, really good.
Let's go ahead and bring up Mark Murphy and bring him up into the booth. And here he is. There is Mark Murphy. Hot off a win here tonight. Also hot off commentator duties. We're saying that the commentary duo of you and Collins finishing 1 and 2, probably with the least amount of practice before this race. Not sure if that played a role in how you did tonight or not. But at some points, it looks like the racing got a little rough and tumble out there. Elbows out at some points, but you got the win, kind of in a one-off for you. This is one of your favorite places, and you kind of showed it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got 5 laps. I did not have a qualifying. I did not have a practice lap at qualifying, so the first one was kind of a banker, and then just. Okay, well, what did we do? What did we do the last time I came here in Indy Fixed a year ago? And somehow, got the thing on pole, and that was a ridiculous surprise because I never sat on a pole. But then, the lack of practice showed up. It wasn't during any of the racing. It was coming to pit road. I think I lost like 5 seconds on the pit cycle because I didn't have it I didn't practice getting on and off pit road, so I lost a ton of time there. And then I feel awful for Craig and Clindy. I mean, the spotter called clear on Craig, and I went to move up, and I got a ghost 4X, and I looked up and I saw his front wing was gone. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And so, okay, well, now focus on Clindy. And I had a great run up the inside, and I think I drove it in there too deep, and I was trying to pedal it and stay on the bottom, and I just came up and clipped him too. And it's not intentional. I mean, you're not trying to go in there and hit them guys at all. I mean, it's not the way you do it. And I feel bad about it. At the same time, I mean, I feel like we had the best car too. Had it not been for the miscue on pit road, we'd have won the race pretty easily. So, it probably worked out. It worked out like it should have, but not in the best way. How's that? Because you never want to make contact to win a race, for sure. At least I don't.
Talk about that last restart.
I'm not Joey Logano. I don't have to get people to win.
Talk about that last restart too. A little bit of a hectic restart. It just so happened that when Lionel was on pit road and where he came off of pit road, and when that caution came out, it just made it for a perfect recipe of kind of a chaotic restart. And sure enough, kind of that's what happened when you guys came around to take the green. It's like, well, who's going and who's not going, and am I in the right position, and am I going to get a black flag out of this? And at some point, you just got to go, otherwise you become a moving chicane. And that last restart happened, and everyone just kind of it was some tense moments there after that restart, wasn't it?
I had no idea, man. I was just following Craig. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I followed Craig Forsyth. We all had to go around, but then Lionel, but then some of them guys up front didn't have to, and we caught them with a head of steam, and people were you could tell people were like kind of trying to judge it and make a run, and all I could think of was don't pass Forsyth before the start finish line, and then once you pass, just follow him. And he swung it to the bottom, and we went to the bottom, and I don't know if Lionel missed a shift or if had it map 8 or what, but we got by him and Wheeler pretty quickly, and then the fight was on between us and Clindy, and like I said, man, I hate it for them guys because the podium should have been Craig, Clindy, and me in some order.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone who want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, how about first of all, I gotta thank Black Magic Studios. We're gonna run the 24 hours of spa this weekend, have some fun. I gotta thank Admin Box, Race Control at the touch of a button, Indy Alliance Racing. I'm sure that Seb will have an after action review for me after this one, so I look forward to that. P1 Broadcasting, obviously, and all of our teammates there. It's a ton of fun to do the races with Jacob and Ryan Eric King and Sam Crow. I gotta have a fun time doing that. Shout out to Mike Rigney, man. Thanks for I'd like to thank him for giving an old guy like me a chance. It was a ton of fun to show up as a one-off, and I had no idea how I set on the pole. I figured we'd be pretty good in the race, but no idea how I set on the pole, and wound up winning the things. Thanks, Mike, for having me, and I appreciate you, man. How about the joy of driving? Y'all need to go over to Mark Cohn's website, take a look at that. He's a pretty cool dude. So appreciate y'all doing that. And then, I don't know. I don't know when I'll race again, but at least not on a Sunday. But the kids were in the pool all day. They were in bed at 7:00. Wife was passed out at 8:00. So it's all right. Well, we'll have some fun tonight. So that's what we did. But,
all right.
You won't see me do this very much, other than one. I think I might do Michigan just because I love the super speedways. But just again, all thanks to Rigney for having us, man. It's so much fun.
All right, well, then we'll catch you in a week or so if you decide to come back from Michigan. But congratulations on the win. Your winner tonight, Mark Murphy, leading 31 laps here to close out the final stanza here to take the checkered flag. Congrats, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Luis. Keep going fast and having fun, buddy.
I think he led 30. Double check that. Take off that graphic and put 38 laps.
And LA Night is pretty good. I like LA Night actually.
Oh, LA Night on wrestling tonight. Okay. Shout out. Also, Wags says in chat, Lovern was the only clean car out there tonight. And when he said clean car, we were talking about incident points. And so if you make contact with somebody, you get caught on what is an X or an incident. And he is the only car out of the 20 that started this race with 0 incident points. So another shout out to him in a race that you don't expect full contact in IndyCar racing. Normally it's discouraged. And I always argue that it takes more skill not to make contact with somebody instead of running into somebody. Or I can run into somebody. That's pretty easy. But, out there at speeds, lap average speeds of 190 plus, and doing it for 130 laps with other people around him, other incidents happening around him, and he manages to survive an hour's worth of racing by not getting touched or touching anyone at all, or for that matter, even grazing or smacking the wall. So shout out to him. But Lewis, final thoughts here at Phoenix. We're and I'm going to put the schedule up on the screen here. We're starting our run to the finish here now. It's Michigan next, Atlanta after that, then Kansas, then Pocono. We are in the closing stages of this season, and I think we're now at the point where I think every position matters.
Yeah, that's the point when your Jason Collins have to win one at least, because the two first one is they don't have a win. So Wagner don't have a win this season. Jacob Collins don't have a win this season. So Clendy, Rickney, Callisto, Stoffer, Raven, and down is Murphy win one. So they are all of them wins today, but Jacob Collins need to start to thinking about it, have to win at least one to maybe have my chance to at least save it to the last one. The last, I want to say the Atlanta and Kansas is really, really tough. So they have to just survive for that. So Pocono, I don't want to say it's open. It's not really open, but this really could be open for everything, even for disaster. So, what is Pocono? Sometimes I saw it. I remember Adam Blocker went away with somebody else for 5 seconds, just make a draft, sweep, swap every single lap, and they went around. So they went away. So with Jacob Offset. So it could be happen with Jacob Collins and Clendy, and Clendy decide, oh, you know what, you have a better chance to win the championship, so I want to help you. So that's a good thing to have a teammate. So who knows? That is nothing. We have a lot of to thinking about it. So we have a 4 weeks straight to the end, and it's gonna be really good. So the race today, really spicy, a lot of incidents, a lot of net code, and it's not about the fault for somebody. Like Murphy said, I hear inside, I hear clean, and I did my move. So, but sometimes the net code is helpful to make that incident. So, anyways, it is what it is. It's racing, is happens, so we have to turn the page and going for Michigan, and Michigan is open for everyone. I still thinking about Michigan is open. If you have a damage, you still have a chance to win the race at least. So it's happened to me. So it happened for many others I met. So see you next week in Michigan, and see you tomorrow in Indianapolis, because Phil Krause won the last one, the big one. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Now 9:15 p.m. So see you tomorrow.
So remember, 2 things. My final thoughts before moving on. The Michigan race last year here in the ISRA was fantastic. I think it was like a 4-way battle for the lead going into turns 3 and 4 on the last lap of the race. Wagner almost pulled it off. I think Rick Ray Vaughn won that race by the narrowest of all margins, but it was a fantastic finish. I believe were they 4 wide going into turns 3 and 4 on the final lap, if I remember right. So yeah, go back and watch that. It's on the channel. Fantastic finish. All right, so I don't want to put any pressure on Jacob Collins to get a win, because there is precedent twice in IndyCar history for a driver to win the national championship and to not get a win. Most recently, that was Tom Sneva in 1978. But, when I'm bouncing around on the internet and I'm doing things and I'm looking for statistics and stuff, I come up with another. Tony Bettenhausen Sr. That's right. That's father to Tony Bettenhausen Jr. Of course, he was a team owner in kart. And, of course, Gary Bettenhausen. That's his dad as well. The racing family from Monrovia, Indiana. He won the 1958 USAC title. So 20 years before Tom Sneva, Tony Bettenhausen Sr. won the 1958 USAC National Championship with no wins either. So it is possible. I really, really think that if Jacob can finish within sight of his chief competition for the remainder of the season, it's going to be extremely close. Does he need a win? It was nice to see him get a win. I don't know if he necessarily needs to win, but if he stays and just does good finishes like he has pretty much all season long, and I know he'll want to take that one back from Milwaukee, that he was in line for a podium there, and it just didn't happen for him. I know he'll take that one back. But if he's in the neighborhood, I think he's going to be just fine. But we shall see. Let's give everyone back their Monday nights. It is 11 o'clock Eastern time, and I think I have some wrestling I need to check out based upon from what you're telling me. So let's get on out of here. So that's it for tonight. And once again, your podium from Phoenix Raceway. Mark Murphy with the win. Jacob Collins maintains his points lead going into Michigan next week. He comes home second. Gary Levin, best finish of the season with 0 incidents, and he comes home in third. That is your podium. Join P1 again next week for round 11 of season 2 of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series, as the teams and drivers will head to Michigan International Speedway. Coverage begins around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Remember, as always, for the correct time in your area, you can find everything right here at youtube.com at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know you thought of tonight's race and you enjoyed tonight's coverage. Support us by smashing and liking the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders. Why don't you? So you don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the return of the Saturday Top Split of the IndyCar iRacing Series, as the series heads to the world's fastest short track, Iowa Speedway. You can catch all the wheel-to-wheel action right here on P1. Again, that's Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. The ISRA Open Wheel Series brought to you by the Sim Gaming Expo. Get ready for the ultimate simulation gaming experience. The Sim Gaming Expo is bringing all genres of simulation and gaming technology under one roof. Join us September 5th through 7th to Chicagoland at the Schaumburg Convention Center. Try out the latest gear for the biggest brands in the industry. You can meet your favorite streamers and celebrate your passion for simulation with our incredible community. Don't miss out. To learn more, to get your tickets now, go to simgamingexpo.com and be a part of simulation gaming history today. All the links you need for that are in the description. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on X and Instagram. Links are in the description. So, from Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at P1, the Sim Gaming Expo, and the ISRA, I'm Gary Gotzo saying all good night. Thanks for watching. And all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Gets us again right here next week in Michigan for the next race of the Sim Gaming Expo ISRA Open Wheel Series. Good night, everybody.